Today I'm riding my bike in Chino Hills State Park. I want to get to the bottom of a legend, the legend of the green mist. We want to do some investigation about this mystery that's been going on for decades, tell the story behind it, and possibly what could have been the cause. Chino Hills State Park is located about 35 miles east of Los Angeles, right where the Los Angeles and Orange County lines meet. Our ride today starts at Carbon Canyon Park entrance on the left side of this map, and we ride up Telegraph down the center of the canyon to Four Corners and then back. So here we are at Vesuvius Street in Brea, kind of below the Brea Dam, and we are going to ride through Carbon Canyon and into Chino Hills. Looking at some of the beautiful hills with the yellow wildflowers, it's actually mustard weed. It's an invasive species from Spain and shouldn't be here, but it is kind of pretty. It's amazing how good this bike is on dirt roads. A little bit of bumps with just a little bit of travel on the forks, and the seat post actually does pretty well in the dirt. And I have these tires that are a little aggressive on the sides, so when it does begin to slip a bit, then the tires kind of grip. And yeah, if it wasn't for the basket wobbling around all the time, I guess oh no! Oh no!
Not good for me.
So this looks like the more smooth way to go.
That would be sweeter.
Let's get back to the legend of the green mist. So a few miles away from Four Corners, up on the ridge, there's a couple of trails that lead up to the ridge of the park. And for decades, the local high school kids had a little bit of a test. It was a test of bravery. At night, they would go down this dark road and they would try to touch this certain gate. And if they could touch the gate, then they passed the test. And that was kind of a fun thing for them to do in the 70s and 60s and 70s. The kids that would like to do that. And occasionally, the kids would see a green mist floating over the canyon, and nobody really knew what it was. And it was this folklore that it was haunted, and there was all kinds of evil spirits and things like that. The the truth of it is that they were very close to a company called Aerojet. In fact, Aerojet was located not too far from Chino Hills, in the hills, and they used to use this area of the park as their own kind of personal testing grounds. They were a military contractor, and they made all kinds of weapons during the Vietnam era and earlier, and they used to test all kinds of things. In fact, there's a story one worker said where they used to test landmines, and they would actually get human cadavers and explode the landmines to see how badly they blew up. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to make the landmines just lethal enough to maim people, but not to kill, because it was war, and war is hell, and they just wanted to, make things as bad as possible for the other person. So, as gory as that sounds, that was their goal, is to make landmines that maim, not kill. And they used to use this area of Chino Hills to try to test that out. Another thing they used to test out was all kinds of gases and things. So one of the things they did was they tested mustard gas and tear gas and all kinds of other things. And occasionally they would explode one of these canisters, it would go off, and if it was foggy, the green coloring would hang in the fog and carry through the canyon, and that is the source of the legend of the green mist. So I took a drive up here to kind of find the Aerojet facility myself, and I think I found the road that the folklore talks about, and I even found the gate, which I took a picture of that a minute ago, and now I'm just kind of driving back out to the main road, but that's the valley right there that probably the green mist was floating down, and I think that facility up there, I think that's the Aerojet facility. Looks all closed down. There's some graffiti, but there is a gate, and I saw a truck up there at the gate. I don't know if you can see right kind of just where the top of those telephone poles are. There's kind of a little gate kiosk, and there's a truck, looks like a newer truck that's parked right there. So I think they're still guarding it. So who knows what's up there. Reading up about this, that Aerojet site, they closed it down, and it was lots of controversy about the cleanup. I guess that they had a pretty extensive cleanup when they closed the site down, and it was pretty contaminated with all kinds of crazy substances, rocket fuel and poisons and explosives, and I don't know, I would imagine that there's still probably some unexploded ordnance somewhere around there, so probably wouldn't be the best place to go hiking about. But I don't know why the facility is still there and they're still guarding it. Maybe the cleanup is not done, or maybe it couldn't be done, and they just had to kind of close it off and just say, you know what, for the next 50 years or so, we're just going to close this off and not let anybody in there, and that's the cost of doing business. So yeah, it's a great story, and I was glad I was able to get to the end of this trail, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I had fun sharing it with you.